Lions, bad acting, bad writing, oh my. Lions, bad acting, bad writing, oh my. Lions, bad acting, bad writing, oh my. And also hyenas. Did I mention bad acting enough? Prey comes to us from the director of The Immaculate Room, Collide, and Vehicle 19, starring Paul Walker. 19 was a big age for him. He usually went for younger. Read up about Paul Walker and who he was with at the end of his life. Piece of goddamn shit. Anyway, Ryan Felipe and Mina Savari are two young missionaries. I don't really know if they qualify as young. They're around my age, but nevertheless, they are two young missionaries somewhere in Africa where they bless the rains down in Africa, and then we wish that we never saw this movie ever again. Am I kind of tipping my hands on how I felt about Prey? There are too many movies named Prey. My fucking goodness, I don't think they could be any worse than this. So, yeah. They're young missionaries. They have to escape because a violent gang is coming after them. Enter Gran, played by Emil Hirsch, who's been in good stuff before. I don't know what the fuck he was doing in this. He's a pilot who, along with Thabo, Jeremy Tardy, I think everybody should have been tardy to this and everything should have been shut down until they made a better movie. I'm all for people getting work, but Jesus fucking Christ, this was egregiously simple and just rice paper thin and so rotten. Anyway, their plane crashes. They must fight the elements. Really bad writing, really bad acting, and the barest minimum of plot development. Also animals. Eventually. It's like if you took the idea of Beast and somehow made it worse. I did not really care for Beast. Idris Elba punching out a lion should have been interesting. At least you got that. At least that movie was well shot. This was like the dollar store version of it. I'm all for low-budget movies getting released. But goddammit, even on Hulu, I felt like Hulu should have paid me to watch this. Yeah, basically, you have Gran, who has a bit of a secret on the plane. You have the characters that get injured in stupid ways by making dumb decisions. And there, every goddamn movie. Also, there's the overriding thing of faith. Because you got to have faith to faith to faith, baby. And yeah, it leads to pretty much one of the dumbest goddamn endings that I've seen in a while. Look, I'm not a religious person. I don't really care if anybody is, and that's fine if you are. Cool, as long as you use the teachings from that storybook in the right way and not to justify bigotry. But this was so, light on plot and heavy-handed on just beating you over the head with stuff. It's actually astonishing that this movie somehow managed to not explode into flames or spontaneously combust just from, outright lying and claiming to be a movie. Because this isn't a movie. It's barely a concept. It's barely anything competent. Ryan Felipe used to be in good shit. I know he went through some stuff, but goddammit, Mina Savari used to be in good stuff. She's in some propaganda film coming up about Reagan, but nevertheless. Yeah, they end up on this reserve with a bunch of animals. We see precisely maybe 5 or 6 animals. Because that's what the plot can afford. So yeah, that's really all I have to say. It's on Hulu if you want to check it out. It's terrible. 100% terrible. 3, 2, 1. Spoilers. Okay, so basically, after getting on a plane, Gran ends up crashing it because the plane isn't that serviced. Sue ends up wrecking her leg. And she ends up getting taken away by the goddamn lion. Off screen. Seriously, you couldn't have even afforded to show her dying? Also, a girl named Chrissy gets killed. Not her. I grew fond of that character, whoever the fuck she was. Nothing against the actress. Nothing even against the actors in this. Except Mina Savari might want to choose her other projects. A little bit better than this. And a little bit better than the aforementioned Reagan movie. So, the survivors must prepare to basically hunker down, locked in the pilot's area, the cockpit. There's a snake that's around. A sneck. A little sneck. Oh yes, and also Gran is smuggling human rhino horn. Remove the lower horn. Lure being in this would have been a lot more hilarious. So, from there, basically the poisonous snake ends up biting Thabo. It seems like everything's actually going okay because, yeah, the lions are around. The hyena, we got goofy glowing eyes because we couldn't actually afford to shoot anything properly here. Yeah, the hyenas eventually do show up. One guy ends up getting killed because he falls asleep and ends up getting drug off by hyenas, lions, or just the fact that we can't afford to pay you, so we're going to kill you off and just cut you the rest of the check here. So the snake bites that Thabo guy. He ends up getting the poison sucked out. Whatever. Andrew decides to resign himself to his faith and put his faith in God, by just sitting by a tree and letting himself die. Whatever. I kind of felt like dying watching this. And then some Shaka Zulu commandos show up. I mean, they were speaking Zulu. I don't know who they were, and I don't care. So, Thabo gets shot. And then these goons fall asleep. And they get shot. And Ryan Felipe is all upset because thou shalt not kill. They were trying to kill you. You stupid motherfucker. So it's just Gran and Andrew. And Gran basically is trying to carry Andrew because Andrew's leg is fucked. So, there's blood all around. A scorpion shows up to rock them like a hurricane. The lions know that they're up there, but they can't get on top of the rocks. And it's just like a rock thing, kind of like you would get in Tremors, where it can't go through it, but it could be around to get you. I think Graboids being in this might actually be better. Didn't they do a Graboids Tremors movie where it was set in goddamn Africa? I think. Nevertheless, basically, Gran realizes through all this, well, you know what? I admire you guys, but I'm a taker. But you know what? I'm going to sacrifice myself stupidly and get mauled so you can be saved. And then a guy from earlier in the movie ends up showing up right after Ryan Felipe is going to attack the hyenas. And then this bolt of lightning that looks like it was out of a 1970s movie. Jesus Christ, if you can't afford to do special effects, don't fucking do them. Why did the hyenas look like puppets? Anyway, so Ryan Felipe gets his divine intervention. Rain falls. He sees his wife. And then, help me, Wanda. Help me back to the village. That was a guy, I believe, from earlier. Look, there weren't a lot of characters in this movie, and I didn't really give a shit about anybody. I didn't give a shit about what happened to any of them in this. This is terrible. Whatever. It's 86 goddamn minutes with enough material for 30. It gets an F. I don't even know if it's going to crack my top 20 least favorite movies of the year, worst movies of the year. But it's in the running because it is really, really shit. Prey is really, really bad. It preyed upon people thinking that it was a good idea and they should click on it. So, yeah, F. Agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rickland. I'll see you soon.